Well, it's the shocking video that landed one Florida teacher on the suspension list.
I thought we were hearing something here. Weren't they talking? Okay, go ahead.
No. The video shows white students in the 6th grade fanning, feeding, and bowing down to their black classmates to commemorate Black History Month.
Completely normal. Joining us to discuss, former New York City Commissioner Brian Anderson, talk show host Simon Conway, Project 21 member Whitley Yates. I don't know if the teacher, Whitley, thought this was a good idea, if it was tongue-in-cheek, but the whole tone there for a lot of people didn't work.
Absolutely not. That's why teachers should just stick to teaching. They should leave politics out of the classroom, and they should have students actually just learning the material that they're supposed to learn. Whether this is a parody or something that's supposed to be funny, it shouldn't be in our classrooms. And I don't believe teachers should be filming their students at all. I think it's an invasion of privacy to be filming minors on television or putting them on TikTok or whatever. Having them bow down.
Yeah, that's a good point, too. Yeah. I mean, just the fact that they were taking video of it and posting it.
And then posting it, right. It wasn't a video that got out by mistake. Simon, I saw you shaking your head watching the video.
It's mind-blowing, isn't it? I mean, it really is mind-blowing. I had Tim Scott, Senator Tim Scott, in my studio, in the room I'm sat in right now. He was on yesterday. We were talking about how his family went from cotton to Congress in one lifetime. That's what we should be celebrating in Black History Month, right? Yes, we have a past that we should not be proud of. We should not sweep under the carpet. We absolutely know what happened. It was wrong. And we should indeed teach our kids that. But we do not teach our, what were they, 6th graders? That they are somehow responsible. And we do not teach our 6th graders of color that they are victims. This is absolutely outrageous. And, you know, we had the elementary school, a couple of weeks ago, where they had a black-only club. And I was asking Tim Scott, as I asked you guys, who gets in? Meghan Markle, does she get in? I don't know.
Yeah, Brian, your thoughts?
Well, exactly. And my thoughts were, what are these kids being taught? It's bad enough they don't understand half the stuff they're reading in textbooks. But when you go through this little parody of people fanning each other as if that's something that happened, what exactly do they leave the classroom with? And were their parents consulted about their images being used in a TikTok video, which TikTok should be banned, first of all. So, I mean, what's going on here? This is out of control, and I'm glad we've got cameras and people on top of these things to show that it really is happening. It's not just the rantings and ravings of a conservative news channel.
Well, what's interesting to me, because Whitley pointed out they were videoing this, it's almost like the videoing of it is a further insult. Because it's like they thought
it's okay.
that was a good thing. Look, we're going to show what we're doing here, and it's like, no, that's not a good thing that you're doing. And it's like Simon says, the victim mentality freezes you where you are. The victim mentality makes you think that everything affects you and you have no control over your future.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Whitley. Right. I've gotten everything wrong from the very top here. Whitley, go ahead. You just go ahead. I'll get
okay, see you later. No, Whitley, go ahead.
That's that on that. Bob got it right. Everyone on this panel understands. Someone fanning, bowing down, and feeding students of a different color, that's not what's going to bring this country together. And it absolutely has nothing to do with Black history. There's no historical context. There's no facts behind it. It's literally political propaganda being pushed on our children day in and day out in the schools. This is what we're against, and this is why we won't stand for it as conservatives.
Yeah, I want to get to this real quick. We don't have a lot of time, but wokeness gone wild continues. The University of Pennsylvania Perelman School of Medicine now forcing all teaching applicants to write a, quote, diversity statement showing their devotion to political ideology. Some of the questions they're asked to consider when writing the statement: what does diversity mean to you, and why is this important? And does your engagement with diversity help students prepare for careers in a global society? Simon, your thoughts here.
Well, I'm Jewish from European extraction. Am I good? I don't know. Is that enough?
There you go. Short but sweet, right?
Yeah, you might feel free to expand on that if you do apply. Brian, your thoughts on this?
I mean, who's thinking these things up? You know, is it Joseph Goebbels has come back from the dead and he's submitting these things? So we should ask all the applicants these questions as all the things to do with applying to medical school. it's absurd. And
well, that's what strikes me is the wacky idea of the past now. Those ideas are in charge.
Yeah.
And somebody is actually in a position of power, Whitley, as we have about 15 seconds. Somebody is actually saying, yeah, let's try this.
I mean, I don't know what these images that are on the screen are about, but I had to actually write one of these statements to get into law school. It was a very interesting experience, to say the least. A lot of times it's more just about your life story, but they're framing it through the lens of diversity, which a lot of times just confuses people.
Yeah.
Because they don't see diversity as more than just skin tone, you know? And so
Right.
I think we should stick to things relevant to the subject topics and the schools at hand. So it should be a medical question, in my opinion.
Yeah, and how about diversity of thought? And opinion. I don't think they're looking for that. We know what they're looking for. Brian Anderson, Simon Conway, Whitley Yates, thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.